Okay. I don't know. I can't see my face on here, so I have no idea if I'm on there or not. Can you see me? Hear me? Okay. Okay. Stream settings. Copy. Okay. Okay, good, because I can't see myself. So I'm going to go to YouTube. Yeah. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to mute myself. Okay. How are y'all? It's been a while. It has been a while. I have been doing some catch up. I have pictures to print. I have some errands to run, so I'm only going to be on here for about an hour. But I've got tons of pictures to put, and I've got something to tip in there, and pictures to put here, some pictures to put here, some journaling and pictures, more pictures. I have been doing all kinds of stuff in here. I need to write yesterday's and today's, but I wanted to talk a bit about what I've been doing and what's been going on, and we're gonna go to here to kind of show you. This was yesterday's. Yeah, we got really strong wind and rain during Dorian. It hit parts of South Carolina. It hit the coast. A lot of people, family and friends that I have that are on James Island and in other areas of Charleston, Daniels Island, places like that, they got quite a bit of damage. I think James Island had a tremendous amount of trees come down. We were lucky. We got just the rain and the winds. But it's been... we spent a ton of money preparing. So... Okay. I just wanted to make sure my face was in the right place, so I went to OBS to see that I'm in the right place. YouTube has changed things. it has changed things. So I have been through a pretty dark, deep bout of depression the past few weeks. I think it was a combination of things. But yesterday, and my daughter and my husband were getting pretty worried. But I've got to talk to the doctor and see. The medicine that I'm on is working pretty well for the anxiety, but it's not working all that well for the depression, at least not when other things happen that can worsen depression, triggers. My dad's birthday was about a week ago. Not quite a week ago. And then we had all the hurricane stuff that same week. All these poor people in the Bahamas, and then there were people on this island in North Carolina that got stuck there. And I'm really sensitive to things like that, and it really upset me. I've been through a really bad hurricane, and a couple of them now. But luckily I've not been through 5. I've been through a 3, which Hugo was really bad, which was, I don't know, in the end of 89. It was in September of 89. But I'm feeling better. I do know I need to make some changes. But I'm back to doing art, and I'm back to journaling, and I'm figuring out things that are working for me. I wrote a lot of different things on these pages about flavor pairing, which is supposed to really help you. People in Japan do that, and they have much healthier lives and much healthier diets. And I've been doing some research on things. So one of the things that has really been on my mind over the past few weeks, other than getting back into journaling, was trying to figure out better ways to do what I'm doing. And you know, one of the things I realized I needed to do was keep better track of what I consider to be health, self-care kind of stuff. So I actually did a tracker, and I went back and filled in so that I can tell what's going on with things. The only thing I didn't do, and I think I'm going to put it right here, is vitamins. So I'm going to go back and I'll check and see. I know there were a few days I missed when I was really depressed, the beginning of this week. So, but I'm trying to figure out some things that'll work better for me so that I can get back on a schedule with YouTube, and I can get back, this was yesterday's and here, so that I can, because this was my thing for this week. And you see the alien faces? Those are the depression things. And there should be one right there, but I don't know that I have another sticker. So we're right. This was yesterday, and that was, I did self-care first before I did anything else, and that really helped. So today, and as you can see, I've got errands I have to go do, and I'm supposed to be at my daughter's at 5:30 this evening, because I'm going to watch the grandkids at her house while she gets some things done. She's been a bit busy with the newborn and with Victor. Victor started school back like just a few days after she had the new baby. So like I said, this was what I put here, and these are some of the things in here I'm going to write down that I have figured out that help me when I'm like that, or some things that might help me I've got to write down the recipe ingredients for stuffed bell peppers because my husband has requested that. This was a big thing with this little car that ended up out on Myrtle Beach. They had all kinds of memes about it. It was like hilarious. Poor Bahamas. So, what I've been doing, other than things that inspire me, and I'm actually going through and keeping, like, I'm writing things down. So this might change. I might add more to it. Like right now I have YouTubers, but I can stop anywhere and then make a list of other things like art books or things like that. I want to get back into this. I've been thinking this, I might start doing more of the like walk and talk kind of chats. I used to do those quite a bit. I've got to get back into walking. I've gained quite a bit of weight. I lost quite a bit of weight. Now I've gained quite a bit of weight. So I have to make some changes, and it's really hard to stay on track with some things when you have chronic illness, chronic pain. And I found that, but I found that the more that I take care of myself, the more I walk, even when I have the pain, even when there are other things going on, even if I can just get outside for like 15 or 20 minutes, I don't have to walk like 3 miles, which was what I was doing for a while. If I can walk half a mile, on the bad days, even if I can just get out, walk around the yard, do a little bit of gardening, just get outside, fresh air. But for a while, once you start shutting in, once you start staying in the house, the less you do of those kinds of things, the worse it tends to get. But you don't realize it until you're stuck in the middle of it. And that was kind of what was happening to me. So, one of the things is I've done this. I've been kind of keeping up with, I'm not going to do all of them. I'm probably going to do the flowers somewhere else. I might do some feathers and some keys and some fruit and some leaves. Catch these up in different places. But there's my light bulb. But today, like, says skin. I doubt very seriously if I'm going to do skin. Hello, everybody. I did the pin, which was up here on the 4th. I did the pin today. I did the laptop on the right day, but today I did a pen, and I'm going to watercolor that coffee cup. I'm eating healthier for breakfast this morning. I had sauteed onions and spinach leaves on top of 2 eggs. I did. And then I had a cup of, it was not a smoothie. It's not, I don't know, I had a strawberry and banana juice with that, and I had a sliced tomato. I also, yesterday for lunch, I had tuna fish with tomatoes and cucumbers, and the cucumber was out of my yard. Hello. The full moon was hell on you this time. I couldn't sleep. My mind wouldn't let me relax. It might have. I think this is a harvest moon or something. It's something else other than a full moon, and it's something else other than Friday the 13th moon. I want to say it might be the harvest moon. I normally kind of keep up with what kind of full moon it is, so I can do some full moon stuff, and I may do that tonight. When I leave my daughters and come back home, I still have plenty of time to do that because it's the full moon tonight. But the weather's been really and it's made me really cranky. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit better so you can see my face a little bit better. There we go. No. Whoop. Let's not do that. My face over here. Okay. There we go. Now I can not worry about where my head is at. Yeah, it's a harvest moon. Oh, I thought that was what it was. I'm sorry, but you're gonna see me bounce for just a second. There's a little bit of lag between OBS and YouTube. But one of the things I've noticed is that, yes, today's Friday. I did the journal with me, the watercolor with me when I did the lady. I have the footage edited, but I'm going to do a little chat or voice. I think I'm going to do a little chat in there if there's room. If not, then I'm just going to do the voiceover so I can get it on Patreon tomorrow. But I was thinking about YouTube videos and what people would like. I am not really good at it's both, yeah, depending on what coast you're on. I guess maybe it depends on what part of the world you're in, because it could be Saturday for somebody else. But as of right now, like for me, it's noon. It's a little bit after noon here on Friday. But I'm in the United States, and I'm in South Carolina, which is the East Coast, and we have daylight savings time and all of that good kind of stuff. So anyway, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, my days and nights were pretty mixed up. Today, yesterday was the first night I went to sleep and slept during the night, and actually got up early this morning. For the last few weeks, I have been up at night and sleeping during the day, and only getting up like earlier if I had something to do. So one of my big things here lately was all of that depression. But for YouTube, I thought, okay, to get back into the swing of things, your daughter's in Japan. You were on her time. I was thinking that it might be a good idea for a little while. I figured I'd let y'all kind of decide what kind of videos you might want. Would you like a plan with me? I'm going to do a journal flip. Hello. Art and RVing. Now, see, I would love to do that if I didn't have little grandkids. And that's my goal later. That's definitely my goal later. David's daughter just started her 3rd year of college, and she moved away. She's still in South Carolina, but she's not here. And we want to wait until she gets out of college and until the grandkids get bigger. And then I told David I want an RV. Once we get our vehicles fixed. It's not like I want an RV yesterday, but I want to build towards it. Once we get my dad's truck fixed and we get some of the things in the house fixed over the next few years, we have time. You don't have grandkids. Yeah, I just got a brand new one. She's oh yeah, a month old. But I was thinking over the next like 5 years, we could have like a goal, because this is the newest one would start kindergarten, in 5 or 6, 5 years. So I was thinking once she gets into school, and Victor will be 12 by then. I was thinking, it would give us time, but between now and then we want to get a tent. We want to get my dad's truck fixed. And maybe, and then we want to get a tent and some sleeping bags and like a Coleman stove. My dad had all these things when I was younger. I don't think any of those things, I don't even know what happened to all those things. But some fishing poles and stuff. And I want to start taking Victor, at least Victor for now, because he's big enough to go. I want to start taking him camping and fishing and things like that. So, yeah, I would love to. Yeah. I've went off on a tangent now, but I was thinking about what kind of videos y'all might want. And would you want me to do some coffee chats over, say, some journaling? A used Airstream. Yeah, see, I like those really old Airstreams. I would love to. My uncle had one a long time ago. But would you like me to do like some coffee chats over, say, like a journal with me? Would you like more of like the bullet journaling, planning kind of thing? Maybe just watercolor with me? Would you, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for 2020. So I was thinking about doing a video about that. Maybe more towards the end of this month. I'm gonna have to look up y'all's names once this is over so I can subscribe. In case y'all do videos, if y'all do videos, because that would be like fantastic. I've been watching some of the people who live in the vans and the RVs and, you know, different things like that. The cars, even people are living in their cars. I don't think I'd want to live in a car full time or a van, but how I merge bullet journal with my art. I'm just getting, really, truly just getting to the point where I can merge all of it, where I'm merging all of it together. I came this close to going back to separating things, and I was like, no. And as you can see, I've got this cover out. And this almost matches the Hobonichi. They're both by Sojourner, but I dyed this so it doesn't have it's not, the color's a bit, this has more of a pinky. I don't know, because it started out brown. It started out the natural brown. But anyway, journaling videos in your planner journal decision process would be awesome. I was thinking about doing a video about not why I plan, but how I plan. Some people do separate things, Sherry. I used to, and Romney kept telling me you're pigeonholing yourself, and she was right. There's my writing journal where I write notes about my novel and stuff like that is completely separate. I'm ready to get back into writing. I'm seriously thinking about doing I'm gonna do NaNoWriMo in November. Don't have it suggested for 2020. That's okay. What I have been thinking about, and I wrote it down right here, I have been thinking about, because for the art that I do in my bullet journal, a B6-stology, and I already have one, would be fine for my bullet journal. I am going to get an Enigma and take it and get it cut down from A5 to B6 for my art journal. For the overflow of stuff, and I'm probably just going to do I'll have a calendar. I'll do calendars and stuff. And then I've got an A5 sketchbook for next year that I'm going to cut down to B6. Sherry, have you watched Rose bullet journal videos? Yeah, Sherry has, I'm sure. So how I plan lately has been different, and I know this doesn't look like any rapid logging, but you can see different things, and I am not afraid to carry on for the next page. As a matter of fact, let's go back here. you can see different little dots. This was yesterday. But when you get, let's see. So I have the hurricane pages, and I don't, like, this is Tuesday. These are the hurricane pages because it hit more than one place. And I just went to pages. This says September the 2nd, Monday continued, and you see more because I did like some different things, and I started here, and then I wrote some stuff down, and then I was doing this. You can do bullet journaling any way you want to. It's not for everybody, and combining things into one notebook is not for everybody. I do all different kinds of things in here. You can tell sometimes what's worked and what's not worked. My aloe plant's doing really well. Oh, my cucumber that came out of my yard, out of my little garden, my starter, trial kind. Oh, that cucumber was like the best cucumber. I'm gonna draw it. But you can see this is Victor's stuff. You can see I do all different kinds of things. My daughter, the new baby. Yes, she's 1 month old today, y'all. That was the oracle card. The new baby and my daughter, Mr. Victor. The new baby. Me. Tennessee. Tennessee's beautiful. I have not been to New Mexico or California. So as you can see, like I do all kinds of things. This is a bunch of writing. These were things for a coffee chat. And if it, I might go back in later and add some pictures, but I may not. I am no longer, I watched a movie on Hulu called the Baal, the Storm God. I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm pronouncing that wrong. But I do, like, there's a blank page. I've got pictures for this day, and I have not put them in because I ran out of ink in my printer, and some of these pictures need to be bigger than my little one prints out. So these are, like, different things that came in, so I have some things in there. Blank. This is where I started writing to Hobonichi 2020 or not, and I don't think I'm going to. I do think that how I planned, I've actually already started writing the notes for that. Goodbye August, hello September, that was a coffee chat, and then see we get to September. And this didn't work. And I'm not tearing it out or cutting it out. It just didn't work. However, I don't know, I might cut them out because I do like these. I just don't like this. Yeah, I have thought about separating my memory keeping from my bullet journal. But what I'm doing during the day is These were where I wrote about Hurricane Dorian. And I didn't get McDonald's. We made this. We made Polish sausage dogs. That was where I drew tennis shoes for the doodle wash. But see, there's all different kinds of things. And normally where I have blank pages is because nothing happened or because I need to add pictures. So anyway, what I've been thinking about doing, what I was thinking about doing was separating. This is, for all intents and purposes, an Omni-journal. The only thing that's not really happening in this is personal journaling. The private Dear Diary kind of stuff. And that's the only difference. And an Omni-journal is whatever you make it. Seriously. So somebody can call it whatever they want to. To one person, that journal might be an Omni-journal. To another person, it's just their journal. To another person, it's a bullet journal. To, you know, it can be whatever. I don't like labels. I never have. This is my journal, my day-to-day regular life, what I need to, you know, journal. This has become a sort of overflow catch-all. It just, whatever happens it to be in this kind of happens to be in this. I sometimes do stuff and sometimes don't. And I'm not pressuring myself to do much of anything. Thank you. Small steps every day. That was on the 2nd of September. You can tell, I mean, so I'm getting back into the swing of things. I'm not pressuring myself. And I've got this little A6 one that I'm probably going to white out the dates in. The A6 Hobonichi. And use it this year. Coming. I'm still wearing those, by the way. Those braces. But see all the blank pages? I'm not worried about the quotes. Yeah, I'm gonna blank the dates out of all the blank pages, and I'm going to use that for my personal private Dear Diary journaling for 2020. I'm not even gonna worry about doing anything in it this year. I'm just going to white out, and I think after I finish that journal, I'll probably end up getting an A6 from, if Steve at the Taroko Design Shop, if he ends up getting the A6 Enigmas in the white Tomoe River paper, I'll get it. But if not, then I'll get the A6 from Nanami Paper. I'll talk about this when I do the how I plan. This is the first time I've really done this, Sherry, but to me this makes sense. And I made it simple, you know, because I had this up here. But you know what I didn't realize? This is for 1 week. This is for 1 week. This is for the whole month, but this is for 1 week. That's not going to work. And this is the mood tracker. I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? So I did this, and I was like, you know what? This is pretty, so I'm gonna do this. But I'm like, yeah. You know, it didn't make any sense. So that's one of the things, how I plan, and I will let people know how that's working. I may put the moon phases up here so I know, because maybe that does have something to do with it, like Sherry said. Like, because today, this is the full moon. And my pen's been open for a while, so it's not going to want to work right now. I should have closed it. But here we had the full moon. And that might make a difference. You've been using the classic size happy planner and you're getting bored with it. I'm not a big ring person. Spiral bound rings. I tried 2 different Erin Condrens. I tried a couple of different Filofaxes with rings. This is a Filofax cover. I took the rings out of it. It's actually a personal size, but the B6 journal fits in there good. You were tracking when you first got diagnosed, but you was slacking finding the motivation to upkeep. Yeah, I've got to change. I can't afford to get depressed like that again. I can't afford to gain any more weight. I've got to lose weight. The doctor said I had to, and I've lost a little bit of weight, but not enough because, and I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, oh my God, between menopause and fibromyalgia and arthritis, and I can't take arthritis medicine because it will hurt my stomach because I have IBS and a gastritic stomach and an ulcer or whatever. Anyway, I can't take arthritis medicine. I can't take aspirin. But I don't like the feel of rings. They get in my way. I've got a couple of sketchbooks that have rings in them, and the only reason I still have them is because that paper is perforated and I can pull those pages out and do something on it and put it in my journal. In whatever journal. But I'm getting to the point where I think I thought seriously about, I have a bunch of TNs, and I thought about going to an insert a month. Decorating the insert and everything for my actual journaling. Like my art journal, document my day. Thanks, Leanne. I have your sticker actually out here. I'm about to do, after I do this, well, I'm gonna put it in later this evening. Have a good day at work. I'm not gonna track calories. I'm not gonna track, I don't think I'm even gonna track like portion size. I'm tracking the things that are actually important to me and what the doctor said I needed to worry about, which is portion control. I'm not going to track it though. I'm just going to keep up with, I need to eat at least 3 meals a day and then have snacks. As a matter of fact, I have a fruit cup, which is, it's in all natural juices. It's not syrup or anything, to eat right before I leave to go on my errands. I'm supposed to lessen my stress. Can I lend you a hand? I know, I love that. I love that. And then my cholesterol is high. My blood pressure is high. You added a tracker to this month, but you're using it to track routines you do every day, so you don't have to rewrite. That would be cool. Cody, I like that idea. One of the things that I noticed, I've watched quite a few people that I watch do bullet journals. And some people do tracking and some people don't. Some people don't need to. Keeping track of carbs and cutting out sugar was what helped you lose 80 pounds. I need to cut out sugar. I don't use regular sugar. I use stevia in my coffee. But my daughter was telling me certain kinds of artificial sweeteners like Splenda and even some of the generic stevia and stuff like that, they have something. Anyway, when you do that, it makes you want more sweet because of this thing that it has in it. And so I've started looking at the ingredients and things. started looking at how much sugar and carbs things have. Like the green tea that we were drinking, the Arizona green tea with honey and ginseng, it has a tremendous amount of sugar. The content, even though it's made with honey, has a lot of sugar in it. And for this past week, I haven't been drinking it. I've been drinking water. I haven't even had very much coffee this week. Like, I don't think I had any coffee. Was it Monday or Tuesday? It was one of the days in the beginning of the week. Because, yeah. Might have been Monday. Anyway. And they can cause seizures. Yeah. I'm really careful about the one that I use is, is all natural. Stevia is all natural. It's not artificial. Like they say Splenda is like sugar, but it has other stuff. You don't add any sweeteners to your tea or coffee. So I need to cut back on things that have sugar in it. I hardly ever make anything with real sugar, regular sugar. Honey, I use honey in my tea. I love hot green tea. I like cold green tea. Honey is really expensive though when you get raw honey. You don't drink caffeine anymore? Caffeine is the only thing that helps with my ADHD. I have to have some kind of caffeine. Because I cannot do ADHD medicine. It messes with other things. Like if I take ADHD medicine, it messes with my anxiety and depression. You can deal with sugarless tea, but not coffee. Me too. I have thought about going to the, what is it? The more organic sugar that's like brown and the granules are like bigger. I've actually used that and it tastes good. Yeah, I don't, and you know, that's funny if it gives you migraines, because actually when I have a really bad headache, if I drink a cup of hot tea with caffeine in it, I don't know why, coffee can sometimes work, or I eat a piece of dark chocolate, it will oftentimes help me get rid of the headache. You found this, yes, called Rooibos, and it's great, no caffeine, and it's herbal. I'll have to look that up, Sherry. Just bought Longjing tea, Dragonwell green tea. Oh, let me know how that is, Deb. Cane sugar, yes. Monk fruit. Yeah, migraines do suck, but dark chocolate helps me get rid of, unless I get like, I haven't had a migraine real bad in a long while, and I think that's because raw sugar and honey in your tea. That's something I've been thinking about, because my sweetener is almost out, and what I use, like I said, is stevia. I think Truvia is the same, but you have to be careful about the generic ones, because they have that dextrol or that malto, whatever it was my daughter was talking about. Thanks. It was nice visiting with you too. I hope you have a great day. One of the things that I've been thinking about is switching to, like I said, the cane sugar. Most headaches are caffeine withdrawals. You're a woman who gives me one. Oh yeah, I don't have that problem anymore, Cody. I had a hysterectomy quite a few years ago, so that was one of the best things I have ever done. Because now, and I have my ovaries, so I don't have to take hormones. Whew. And I'm telling you, that was like the best decision. Best. But when you're young, I had a lot of problems, a lot of issues. They are hereditary in my family. A lot of women in my family have had hysterectomies, partial or full, because of said problems. So I feel you. I feel ya. There were different points in times in my life where I had that monthly. I had it bi-weekly, every other week. I was so, yeah. When you're over, um, they say sometimes for some people having kids helps, but not necessarily. It can make that worse. Um, but one of my things with YouTube is I don't want to have the same stuff on YouTube that I have on Patreon. Um, I don't want to have everything different, but I want to do things. I was thinking about doing more of the bullet journaling and the planning, and maybe in November doing some of the writing. Yeah, every other week. Yeah. Um, I was thinking about different things that I could do on YouTube, um, so that it's different. I do a lot of the journal with me and a lot of the plan with me, and I do a lot more chatting, and I do vlogs sometimes, all different kinds of things on Patreon, but it's much more personal, and they're much more rambly videos. I know a lot of people that don't want kids and haven't had kids, Cody. There's nothing wrong with that if you don't want them. I don't know that my son will ever have kids. He says maybe, but and my stepdaughter wants kids, but she doesn't want to have them. She said she might adopt if she decides she wants kids. But she has, you know, she has every right to do that. There are lots and lots and lots of kids that need homes, and I'm like, yes, you know. I don't think my daughter wants any more. She's got a boy and a girl, and so I don't know. Those two might be, unless my stepdaughter ends up having a child or ends up adopting a child, and my son changes his mind. Yes, I'm going to do more watercoloring videos. I have a watercoloring video right now that I need to do a voiceover to, that I'm going to add to Patreon. And then yeah, they don't, usually they don't just do hysterectomies. You have to have a hysterectomy for a medical reason. But, you can, at a certain age, even if you're single and have had no kids, they have you can get, there's a few different things that you can do. There are these clamp things that they put around your tubes, that can prevent you from getting pregnant. They say that the longer you have them, the less chance there is of you actually getting pregnant, though, because it can scar your tubes. But I mean, there's lots of different options out there. But yeah, doctors don't want to do it, especially if you're young. I don't know if it's 24 or 26, or if you've got kids. I don't know. I mean, I know they were talking to my daughter, and they were asking her, and she'll be 28 next month. So, and one of your special needs brother and your aging mom. Yeah, I'm at that age where, aging parents. But I was thinking about, like, doing a Q&A. So if you have questions, within, I'll answer most questions. There are some that are a little too personal, a little too private, and that really don't belong on social media. But any reasonable question. But if you have questions, and I was thinking about doing a Q&A. So if you want to, and you can put the question on this video after it gets up, once it's not live anymore. And I'll go through and screenshot things, and put it in my journal in my bullet journal on a page for the Q&A, so I can go through and answer everybody's questions. I don't know, like, I think maybe it'd be cool to like do a Q&A like once every 6 months or once a year, because after a while, you know, I mean, if you do them, then a lot of times you've already answered the questions, but sometimes the answer to the questions change over the years. And in October, I will have been on YouTube 5 years, I think. Did I get on YouTube in 2013 or 2014? I don't remember. So it's been 5 or 6 years. I'll have to look back and see when I posted my first video. I think it was October 2014. I think it was, but I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. But, you know, so I don't know, I've been thinking about, like, the different kinds of videos for YouTube, and, if there's anything, I want to do, like, at least 1 or 2 watercolors with me a month on YouTube. I want to do at least 1 or 2 journals with me, where a journal with me could be anything. Oh, now you want me to go through and watch my old Q&As? You just want me to do more work. A journal with me could be adding pictures, adding collage bits, any kind of thing like that. I want to do the video about how I plan, because I do brain spills. I don't think that's a good idea. That's more work for me. Let people just ask their questions and I can answer them. Not in a journal that I can find right away. No, not. I don't even remember what journal. I'd have to have a journal that's just an index to keep up with all that kind of stuff. So I know exactly what journal that's in, because it's not like, you know, I'm Ryder Carroll and have them all labeled, you know, and I don't, I seriously, even if I was Ryder Carroll and had them all like that, I'd still have to have an index to remember what journal it was in, because it would take me days to just go through the indexes of all the different journals, if I even kept up with an index or had an index back then. I don't know, sometimes I use the index really well, and then sometimes I don't. So sometimes, yeah, the index or contents page or whatever, it's a hit or miss kind of thing with me. I actually I'm thinking about going back to tabs. I like the tabs. But yeah, I was thinking about doing like a few journal with me's during the month. A few videos about planning, like how I plan. A plan, how I, like, where I talk about the deeper, bigger aspects of planning, and then maybe another video where I actually do, like, how the day before I go through, like, split up a video where I show I pretty much can do a rose now. A skull, I'd have to have some kind of reference. And it depended on what kind of rose. Like, there are different kinds of roses. So a basic rose I can do, but I can draw most things from a reference. That doesn't mean it's going to look like what it is. But I can do my own version of it if I had a reference. One of the other things, oh, well, I'll have to write that down, Sherry, because that's a really good question. I think it's really important when it comes to my planning that now I do the review of things, and after I do the review, I reflect on what that review kind of told me. And I want to do a video about reviewing and reflecting. And I think I'd like to do a video about my favorites, because that's changed. And I need to come up with some coffee chat ideas for filmed and edited coffee chats. I had a list of them, and I think I covered all of them but one. And I think that might have been one Sherry asked me about, and that was one of the Dark Tower books. And I don't think I think I mentioned it. It's a good book. It kind of helps piece things together. But I don't think I actually ever did like a complete review. The Wind Through the Keyhole. I think I'd like to talk about, maybe do, I don't reflect on old journals much either, but I do every now and again like to go back through my old journals and look at my artwork. I don't go back and read them very much unless it has to do with family stuff. When I see pictures of the kids, like my grandson, or pictures of our kids, or pictures of my mom or my dad, I'll review those pages. Like, I'll actually look and read over and reflect on those. But the planner stuff, I don't really, once they're old, I don't really go back. Which is one of the reasons why I have actually thought about separating my memory keeping stuff from my daily life journal, bullet journal kind of stuff. It's one of the things I've been thinking about for 2020, or for the last quarter of this year. I want to finish this one up, but at the same time, I like the idea of having everything in one journal, for the most part, like, other than my Dear Diary kind of thoughts. I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about, and that might be something I do a video on too, talking about the pros and cons of the different kinds of journaling, and having things all in one, or having things kind of a bit more separate. And my thoughts on that might help me figure things out more. What worked and what didn't. I understand that. 9 times out of 10, I already know what's worked and what's didn't, because by the end of the year, whatever I'm in is usually the thing that throughout the year I kept coming back to. The last quarter of the year is where I end up back at what always seems to be the best for me. You know? I mean, I love that the Hobonichi has come out with this new line where it has the calendars and then it has the blank daily pages. They have 2 different things. One is a completely blank notebook with the Tomoe River grid paper. The other is where it has calendars in the front. I'm not sure if the A5 has the weekly, but I know after the beginning part, like with the calendars, then it has the blank daily pages. But the blank daily pages aren't blank. It still has the quote down at the bottom in Japanese. So, I don't know, you know. I mean, I don't want the quote in Japanese. I like the A6 English version because I can read their quotes. I don't mind the quotes in the English A6. But I don't like the quotes in the Japanese because I can't read them. I wouldn't mind having the quote there if I could read it. I guess I either need to learn Japanese if I'm going to continue to use Hobonichis, because that blank one isn't blank. The blank one that they have has less pages than the Hobonichis. So it'd be kind of like the AVEC version. So yeah. So I don't think I'm actually even going to order a Hobonichi for next year. If I do, it will be the one that has the monthly and then the blank pages, maybe. I don't know. I think, yeah, I don't think I'm, yeah. I think my only, I thought about doing the Hobonichi, Avec, again, and having the journal in the front like I have here, and actually switching up and doing my bullet journal in the Hobonichi, and then like the planning out of coffee chats and stuff like that, and then doing everything else in the B6, like the tracker and stuff like that. I don't know, but Hobonichi I have this love-hate thing with, and I use them for a while and then I don't, and then I use them for a while and then I don't. And if I just want a blank journal with Tomoe River paper in it, I can get them from any number of places and not have to pay all that shipping and customs and all of that. And a lot of people like the covers, and I do like their covers, but I have covers and I don't store mine with the cover. I keep using the same. I have a lot of A5 stuff though, and I think my personal journal that has my Dear Diary and the morning pages or evening pages, sometimes I do one or the other and sometimes I do both, but I think that's what's going to end up in the A5, is that my personal private Dear Diary, because I tend to put art wherever. Like if I doodle or put a little bit of art, I put it everywhere. So like I have here, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, B6 Stology for the bullet journal, Enigma cut down from A5 to B6 for my art journal, a sketchbook cut down to B6 that I already have, and then the A5 would be my personal. But I have thought about doing inserts. Never been able, yeah, I don't think I'm going to shell out that money anymore for the love-hate thing. I said this was going to be my last year, and if I didn't use the Hobonichi fully, then I wasn't. And I love the Hobonichi, don't get me wrong. I do, but I don't. Like, it, I don't know if it, I think if I were to get one and I wanted to limit some of my time doing some of the stuff that I do, it would have to be maybe the A6, but to be honest, I would love for Hobonichi to come out with a B6. And if they came out with a B6, then I would end up using that and doing like my art journaling and that. Even if it was just one page per day, because I don't always have to do, like, if I've got a bullet journal, I've got other stuff in it where I could just do the art on the Hobonichi pages and not add pictures and use my bullet journal for everything else. You like the ivory. Yeah, I like the white. There are a lot of other grid, like especially with Tomoe River paper or with what would be considered to be the Midori MD paper. I like that paper. The feel of it, I like how it does with watercolor, but I'm not a fan of cream paper. I guess because the art shows up much better on a white surface than it does on a cream or ivory surface. It looks better. It does better with lighting and everything on a white background. So I think that's where I'm at. Now I've got to get going. I've been on here for over an hour and I have to run an errand. I have to go pay State Farm. I have to go by the bank and get some things done. I've got to get something for food for my husband when he wakes up, so we can eat dinner and he can have something to take with him to eat later for actually so I can eat dinner and he can eat breakfast, and so he can have something to take with him for lunch. And then I'm going to be going to my daughter's, and then when I get home from my daughter's, I'm gonna maybe take some pictures of the moon, and then I'm going to get a video finished for Patreon. So I'm excited. I'm back into the swing of things. Yeah, I don't even get anything cream anymore because they go to waste. After about a few weeks, I'm starting like with the cream, so I don't. Yeah. Y'all have a great one. Like I said, put your questions down below. I'm going to go back through later and write down the questions that people put in the comments that I did not answer. And that's where I'm at. I think I'm just going to go with all blank journals for next year. Y'all have a great weekend. And hopefully I will be able to get another video up Sunday for y'all. I am thinking about changing the schedule for YouTube. And y'all let me know what y'all think. Would y'all like more live videos? Would you prefer pre-filmed videos? Let me know. Bye, y'all.